So has your dog ever acted out when you left him alone in the house? It doesn't mean he's a bad dog, and it certainly doesn't mean he's doing this on purpose. That never happens. Some dogs, when left alone, can experience stress and anxiety, which can manifest in what we call bad behavior. But how do you know if your dog is experiencing true separation anxiety? One thing for sure is your dog is never doing whatever your dog is doing on purpose to get back at you. Your dog may not be getting enough exercise and has no other outlet. Perhaps the dog has never really been taught how to be home alone. Or it might be true separation anxiety. Videotape the events if you can and show this to your veterinarian. Dogs with separation anxiety might drool. They may show signs of anxiety or depression while their owners are preparing to leave. So you're getting ready to leave the house. Your dog is picking up on those cues and acting anxious right then. Dogs with separation anxiety sometimes are destructive to items in the home. They may pace back and forth, perhaps for hours at a time. Usually they are most anxious right after their people leave the house. Even dogs that are house trained may defecate and or urinate in the house. They may bark or howl excessively. So dogs with separation anxiety, we don't know what they're really thinking. They might be thinking, oh my gosh, those people are never coming home. We don't know that. What we do know is that they are exceedingly upset at the very least, and we don't want our dogs to be upset. So how do you treat separation anxiety? First, it needs to be diagnosed. I mean, you would not treat diabetes in a dog without diagnosing it first. It really is a medical diagnosis, so see your veterinarian to ensure there is a proper diagnosis. All right, you could try to do this, particularly for dogs that are food motivated. Stuff a Vita artisan inspired treat, something like that that smells extraordinarily good. Your dog knows it's now stuffed in a toy that's up on a counter. Do that about 5 minutes before you leave the house. Your dog is focused probably on the treat. If your dog is still focused on you and pacing back and forth and worried about you leaving the house, especially if you have a food motivated dog, that means the dog probably is exceedingly distressed and you need to go to step 2 and talk with a veterinary professional. If indeed your dog is focused on that treat, as you leave the house, ask your dog to sit, leave the treat for your dog, and your dog is busy trying to get the treat out of the toy, wow, that's a great thing because your dog cannot feel stressed at the same time that your dog is enjoying a treat. There are lots of other things you can do for dogs with mild separation anxiety. Adaptil, that's a pheromone product to help dogs to feel more comfortable in their own environment. That's a winner. Zilkine is a nutraceutical, can do the same thing, help that dog feel more comfortable, and you can use those products in conjunction with one another without any adverse effects. Here's another thing that happens with dogs with separation anxiety. While all dogs are happy to see us, these dogs seem to be overly joyful when we come home. So wait just a bit before the dog calms down before you say hello to your dog, rather than, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you and I love you, dear dog, oh my. Don't do that. That drama actually makes matters worse potentially. Now, if none of these things help, here's what you should do. Contact a veterinary behaviorist or a certified dog behavior consultant. I'm Steve Dale.